Hello everybody. In this video, I am going to give an update on my portfolio and show you all of my positions. Let's get started. So right now my portfolio is worth $240,107.72. In the past year, I am up $79,278.47. Year to date for the year 2025, I am up $82,600.57. The market is not open right now. It's Sunday night, but it shows that I'm down in overnight trading. I'm down $4,302.53 today. Let's go over my positions. I don't have any options. I'm not selling any covered calls in my portfolio at the moment because they all expired on the 28th. So I don't have any covered calls at the moment because they just recently expired. For my cryptocurrencies, I have Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and Avalanche. These are free ones that I got from last year's New Year's event from Robinhood. They gave these away for free. For my stocks, I have 6,400 shares of SoFi. SoFi is at $29.11. My average cost, $5.70. My return, $149,834.05. I have 300 shares of Amazon. Amazon is at $231.76. My average cost, $219.10. My return, $3,798. This is a margin account. My margin buffer is 73.39%. That's a pretty big margin buffer. My margin buffer indicates how close I am to a margin call. The higher the buffer percentage, the lower my risk of getting a margin call. So because I'm at 73.39% margin buffer, I'm not close to getting a margin call right now. As for how much margin I'm using, margin used is only $15,704.77. This is much lower than how much I've been using recently because of my covered calls expiring and a bunch of my shares getting called away. That freed up a lot of the margin that I was using. So now I'm only down to $15,000 of margin being used right now. It's pretty low historically for my account. But once the market is open again next week, I'm going to start using some more margin. I'm going to use margin to buy more shares, do some more covered calls. So this will go up soon, but right now, as I'm speaking in this video, I'm only using about $15,000 worth of margin. The margin available, though, is much more than that. I have $474,817.02 of margin available. So I have plenty of margin that I can use if I want to, and I think I will take advantage of this. As for the interest rate, my margin interest rate, the annual rate is 4.75%. The daily interest that I am paying is $61.45, and I'm using $1,000 of margin interest free. So what happened on the 28th was that most of the positions I had expired and the shares were higher than the strike price. So the share price of the underlying shares was higher than the strike price that I chose for my covered calls at expiration. Except for SoFi and Amazon. SoFi and Amazon, their share price stayed below the strike prices of the covered calls that I had in my portfolio. Let's talk about the ones that expired though. What were they? I think one of them was, gosh, I forgot. Google was one of them. So Google is at $317. And I think I chose a strike price of like $280. So this is well above the strike price I chose. Yeah, here we go. Google call assignment. On the November 28th, Google $280 call assignment. So I had 3 contracts. So I had 300 shares. The price at expiration was $320.18. And the strike price I chose was sorry, yeah, $320.18 at expiration, and the strike price I chose was $280. So because it was higher than $280 at expiration, that's why my shares got called away on the 28th. So that happened. I gained a small profit from that, but my 300 shares of Google did get called away, so they're no longer in my account. What else did I have? I think I had Delta Airlines. So DAL, Delta Airlines. This was a little bit close until it wasn't. So right now, Delta Airlines, $63.55. If we look at what happened on the 28th, when those expired, Delta Airlines, $57 call assignment on November 28th. I had 10 contracts, so that means 1,000 shares. Price at expiration was $64.10. So $64.10 is higher than $57. Therefore, my shares of Delta Airlines got called away on November 28th. So now, I no longer have my 1,000 shares of Delta Airlines anymore because the price at expiration was greater than the strike price that I chose. All right, let's see what else we got. What else did I have? Did I have AMD? I think I did. Let's check AMD. AMD is at $214.61. What happened at expiration? Let's check. AMD $200 call assignment. So November 28th, price at expiration was $217.53. So $217 is higher than $200. So because of that, my AMD shares got called away. I had 3 contracts, so that's 300 shares. So 300 shares of AMD got called away because the price at expiration is greater than the strike price that I chose. Beyond that, what else did I have? Was that all? Google, AMD, Delta Airlines. I think that might have been it. Am I crazy? Robinhood. How can I forget? Oh my goodness, that was my biggest one. Robinhood. Yeah, this was my largest position. So Robinhood right now is at $125.54. This one was really close. This one was really close. So 125, right? If we look at the history, yep, the Robinhood $125 call assignment. This was pretty close. It could have gone either way. But my contract's 200. My contract's 20. So that's 2,000 shares. The price at expiration was $128.49. So $128, that's higher than $125. Therefore, my 2,000 shares of Robinhood got called away because the share price was higher than the strike price at expiration on November 28th. And yeah, look at this. $249,000 got called away. So yeah. Yeah, that was pretty close, huh? It could have gone either way. Those could have still been in my account had it been a couple of dollars less at expiration. But that's just the way things played out. So because of this, I know I got a lot of comments recently, decrease the margin you're using in your portfolio. And I think I replied to one of the comments saying that after November 28th, I'm expecting a bunch of my positions, a bunch of my shares to get called away because of the covered calls. And that's what happened. So now I'm only using $15,000 of margin, which is pretty low for me. So yeah, I am gonna start using margin again though. And I think I'll continue doing covered calls. The strike prices I choose, I'm gonna probably choose strike prices that are a little bit low, maybe even lower than the current share price. Like what happened with Robinhood, I chose a strike price of 125, and at the time that I bought the shares, they were higher than 125. So that was an in the money covered call that I did, and it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with the results. So yeah, I think I might do that again. $240,000. The last update I made, I think I was only at 180. I dropped down pretty recently, right? Yeah, so at the beginning of November, not beginning, but November 12th, I was around 248K, it looks like. And then I dropped down from there to like 166K on November 20th. So I got pretty low. But now I'm right back up to 240K. So that was like a V-shaped recovery right here. Went from around 240K, 248K that is, down to 166K. Now back up to around 244. No, well, not 244, but 240K. So that's what's going on in my portfolio. Wild swings back and forth. But overall, I am technically up right now. About $82,000 for the year so far. Let's compare this with SPY. So percentage-wise, that's 52.43%. Where is SPY at? Year to date, 15.37%. So if I had invested in SPY instead, I would have been up like 15.37% instead of the 52% I'm up. Yeah. Anyways, things can change pretty quickly, as I've shown recently, right? I know right now I'm around 240K, but as we've seen recently, that can change very quickly. Who knows where I'm going to be at the end of the year, right? There's still more than a month left until 2025 ends. So where am I going to end up at the end of the year? I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's no way to tell what could happen in the next month. But I'll keep on making updates to let you guys know what happens. But I can't tell the future, you know. Hopefully things stay pretty stable. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. And hopefully my account does not completely blow up in the next month. But I'll keep on making updates to let you guys know what happens. But for now, that's pretty much it for this update. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll keep on making more of these videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.